into an upright standing position with your feet hip wide apart, knees unlocked. And just start with a few conscious breaths to ease into this practice. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. With your inhale, you can count how long you're going to inhale. And then with your exhale, you can count as well, and you can just try to extend your exhale for 1 or 2 more counts. So let's do this for a few rounds. Keep your knees unlocked, your spine is nice and long. Just connect to your breathing. Inhaling through the nose and counting. And exhaling through the nose, counting and extending the length a little bit more than your inhale. And while you're connecting to your breathing, just make a picture in your mind about how your body and mind is feeling in this moment. Do a quick scan through your body, starting with your feet. Feel your feet on the ground. Just notice if there's any pressure points in your feet. If you maybe notice a difference between your right foot and your left foot, just make a quick scan of that. Keep that picture in your mind. And then move upwards into your calves. Just check in there. Then move into your knees. Remember to keep your knees unlocked when you're standing. Move upwards into your thighs. Check in with your right thigh and your left thigh. And keep moving upwards into your pelvis region with your hip joints. And further up into your belly and chest. Notice your breathing within your belly and chest. Check in here. And then move into your back, starting with your lower back, going into your middle back and your upper back with your shoulder blades. Just quickly check in here. Then move into your shoulders and down your arms through your elbows, wrists, into your hands and fingers. Just check in here. And then moving again upwards through your arms, through your shoulders, into your neck and throat. Just check in here. What sensation you notice in your neck, in your throat. And then keep moving upwards to the top of your head and into your face. And just notice the sensation in your face. If you notice any tension, maybe within your jaw. And let's finish this quick body scan with another 2 conscious breaths. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose or through the mouth if that's more comfortable for you. And then let's start our practice. Shake out your legs, shake out your arms. And then with your inhale, you're moving your arms up over your head, palms together and coming on your tippy toes. Relax your shoulders while you're standing in this position on your tippy toes. And stay connected to your breath. Keep balancing on your tippy toes. And with your next exhale, move your arms down and come back down onto the whole foot. And again, inhaling, moving your arms above your head, coming on your tippy toes. Staying here for a few conscious breaths. Relax your shoulders. Keep your balance. And with your exhale, move your arms back down and coming back down onto your feet. Wiggle your toes a little bit, just to relax them. And again, one more time, rising up, arms together above your head, relax your shoulders and come onto your tippy toes. And balance on your tippy toes. Make sure your spine is nice and long, pull your belly button inwards for support. And then bring your arms back down with your next exhale and come back onto your feet. Curl your toes a little bit, relax your feet, shake out the legs, shake out your arms. And then we're moving into chair pose. Inhaling, arms coming up. With your exhale, you bend your knees and you're sitting down on an imaginary chair. Keep your spine nice and long. Avoid making a duck bum, so tilt your pelvis so your lower back is also nice and long. Press your palms together if you like and just look in front of you. Feel the strength in your legs. Stay connected to your breath. If you want to, you can sort of sit down a little bit lower. Over time, if you feel that that posture is not enough strengthening anymore, just lower yourself down a bit more. Another conscious breath. And then come into a forward bend. So straighten your legs a bit more and folding forward within your hips. Keep your knees still bent and your hands either touching the mat or your calves or your knees. And relax your head. If you feel you need a bit more stretch, just gently straightening these knees a bit more so that you can feel that stretch a bit more intense if you need to. And stay here for another conscious breath. Feel that stretch within your rib cage, within your back every time you inhale. And with your next inhale, you bend your knees and you're slowly rolling yourself back up, vertebrae per vertebrae, back into standing position. Feel free to roll your shoulders when you're standing. Shake out these legs. And we do it again. Inhaling, rising up these arms, palms together, and with the exhale, you bend your knees and you're sitting down on that imaginary chair. Keep the pressure on your soles evenly so that you really have the pressure on your whole feet, not just on the heels or on the sides or on the toes. And feel that strength in these legs. And another deep breath. And then with your next exhale, you're folding forward again into the forward bend. Keep your knees slightly bent or straighten your legs a bit more if you need to. Relax your head. And just breathe. With your next inhale, you bend those knees and you slowly rolling yourself back up into standing. Feel free to roll your shoulders, shake your legs a little bit. And then we're coming into a wider pose, nice wide step. Make sure your feet are flat on the ground, that you feel nicely and connected to the ground, no balancing issues. And then just relax your arms. With your next inhale, you turn that right foot outwards so that your toes are pointing sort of to the side now. That other leg stays how it is. And then with your next inhale, you spread your arms out like a T or a little bit lower if that's more comfortable. You're looking over your right hand. Shoulders are relaxed, but arms are nicely spread out. And with your next exhale, you bend that right knee. Make sure your knee is in alignment with your ankle and that the knee is not falling inwards. So that the knee is pointing in the same direction as your right arm. And just feel into that warrior posture. If you need to adjust your step, that you get a bit more intense stretch, but your knee is still above your ankle. These arms are nicely straight out. Belly button goes inwards for support. And connect to your breath. And just feel into your body. What sensation are you noticing? With your next inhale, you lower your arms, you straighten that leg, toes coming back, pointing both toes or both feet pointing forward again. And then we're swapping sides. So the left foot turns outwards now. And when you're ready, spread out your arms, relax your shoulders. You're looking over your left hand now, bending that left knee. And again, the knee is above the ankle. Shoulders are relaxed. Arms are nice and straight. You're looking over your left hand. Stay focused on that point that you're looking at. And connect to your breathing and feel that stretch within your hip flexors. And another deep breath. With your next inhale, you come back. Lower these arms, straighten the leg, pointing the toes forwards again, and closing that step. Shaking out these legs. Over time, you can hold that position just a little bit longer, or you can come in and out of the posture a few more times. Back into a standing position, knees unlocked, feet hip wide apart. And then shift your weight onto your left leg and bring that right knee up. Hug that knee and pull that knee upwards and towards you. Balancing on that left leg. Keep your spine nice and long. And connect to your breathing. Give yourself a good stretch while you're balancing. And then you grab that foot and bring that foot behind you towards your bum. Your right knee is pointing downwards. So the kneecap is sort of the laser pointer that brings that point onto your mat. And if you need a bit more stretch in the front of your thigh, you can push a little bit more into that hand that's holding that foot, pushing this knee down. That will intensify the stretch a bit more. Stay connected, stay balanced. Focus on the sensation in your body and breathe in a way that is comfortable for you. With your next exhale, you let go of that foot, bring it back onto the ground, and just notice the difference in your right side and left side now. And then we're swapping sides, so you're shifting your weight onto your right leg, and you bring that knee in front of you. Spine stays nice and long. Shoulders are relaxed. And you keep your balance. And then you bring your foot behind you. The knee is pointing downwards. And you keep your balance. You can always hold on to a chair or to the wall if you need to. And as a variance, you can lift up that opposite arm. You have a bit more of a diagonal stretch, just as an option. And make sure that knee is pointing downwards onto the mat. Shoulders are relaxed. And you are connected to your breathing. With your next exhale, you bring that arm back down, you release that foot, put it back on the floor, and shake out these legs if you like. And then we grab the chair and doing these two exercises on the chair. Feel free to pause that video and bring the chair with you, and then we continue. So sit down on the chair with a little bit of space between your back and the backrest. And then we're starting to focus on our right shoulder. And with your next inhale, you gently lift that right shoulder up a tiny little bit. With your exhale, you bring it back down. The movement is as slow as you can do it and as small as you can do it. Just with your inhale, the shoulder goes up. With your exhale, the shoulder goes down. Focus on the sensation that you get out of the shoulder joint. And do these gentle movements. You might notice this in your neck as well, or in the area of your shoulder blades. Just notice what there is. Two more times with your inhale, shoulder goes up a little bit. With your exhale, shoulder goes down. And then with your next exhale, just take a moment and feel into that right shoulder compared to the left shoulder. And just notice what your body tells you. If you need to, just lean against the back of your chair for a moment for comfort and then come back into a straight position. And then we're moving the shoulder back with your inhale and back into neutral with your exhale, so that your shoulder blade glides towards your spine, but just a tiny little bit again. With your inhale, shoulder goes back. And with your exhale, shoulder pops back into neutral. You can put your hands on your lap, or you can just let your arms hang down to the side, whatever is comfortable on the day. And again, inhaling, shoulder goes back. Exhaling, shoulder comes back into neutral. Keep your upper body straight, so you're not twisting your upper body for that movement. And make it as small as you can and as slow as you can. And really be aware of every little bit of the movement, every sensation that there is. And one more time, inhaling, shoulder goes back. Exhaling, shoulder pops back into neutral. And again, take a little moment to just notice what sensation you can feel in that right shoulder. And then we do a circle of that shoulder. So with your inhale, shoulder comes up and back. And with your exhale, you just let it float back into that neutral position. Inhaling up and back. And exhaling back into neutral. So you have some sort of circle. And let your breath guide the movement. Take a note how fluid and smooth this movement feels. Or maybe there's an area where you feel it is a bit rigid. And just notice it. And if there is some sort of tension, just try to relax a little bit more within this movement. And then finish this round. And again, take a little note of the sensation in your right shoulder compared to your left shoulder. And notice any other sensation that there is. If there's tension in your back from the sitting, if there's maybe a bit more free feeling within your neck, and just notice it. And then bring your attention into your left shoulder. Now we're starting with the inhale, lifting that left shoulder up a little bit. And with the exhale, gently let it fall back down. Few rounds in your own breathing rhythm, as slow as you can, and the movement as small as you can. Really useful to do this practice in the saddle to give yourself and your horse a bit of a reset. And one more round up and back down. And then take a moment and feel into that shoulder. And again, if you need to round yourself for comfort or lean back into the backrest, feel free to do that. And then we swap sides. So now we're moving backwards and back into neutral. With your inhale in the left shoulder, you're moving that shoulder back so the shoulder blade glides towards the spine. With your exhale, you just relax it and let it fall back into neutral position. Few rounds in your own breathing rhythm. No twisting in the upper body. The upper body is straight. Your head is nice and straight. Spine is long. Just that shoulder is moving. One more time. With the inhale, goes back. With the exhale, back to neutral. And then again, just notice the sensation in that left shoulder now, in that region around your shoulder blade, in your neck, maybe in your back. Just notice the sensations, the feedback of your body. And then we're moving the shoulder in a very small circle. With your inhale, it goes up and back. With your exhale, just let it fall back into neutral place. Few rounds in your own breathing rhythm. Up and back with your inhale. And back to neutral with your exhale. One more time. And then we do both shoulders at the same time, just to see how smooth and fluid the right and left shoulder are. Just notice if one shoulder is a bit more smooth than the other, or maybe both are the same. Or if you notice that it takes a bit more effort to slowly move one shoulder and the other as well. And notice if you start to compensate in other areas of your body for this movement. And if you notice that, try to be neutral with the other parts of the body that are trying to help within this movement, and just let the shoulders do the movement. One more time, inhaling up and back with both shoulders, and exhaling back to neutral. And again, take a moment to feel into these shoulders, into your shoulder blade area, even in your neck and your back. And then bring your attention down into your pelvis and hip region. And we do a few rounds cat-cow, but sitting on the chair. So you're rolling on your seat bones. With your inhale, you hollow that lower back, you're rising up. Head stays neutral, so the shin is parallel to the ground, or you can lift your head up a little bit if your neck is comfortable with that. And with your exhale, you're rounding your spine, so you're tilting your pelvis back, and you get the pressure off your seat bones. And again, with your inhale, you're rolling forward, looking up or in front of you, depending what your neck is capable of. And with your exhale, you're rounding the spine again, rolling on your seat bones, tilting that pelvis. And again, inhaling, rising up, hollowing that back. And feel free to let your arms hang down or just place your hands in your lap. And with your exhale, you're rounding the spine. Make sure you're tilting your pelvis as well, so that the front of your body is sort of squished together and your spine is really opening up, lengthening. Inhaling, coming back up, shoulders are nice and relaxed. And exhaling, rounding that spine. And 2 more times, coming up and rounding that spine again. You can increase the repetitions as many as you like, or staying in each of the positions for a few breaths, just as a variance. And then with your next exhale, you come back into a neutral position where you're sitting on your seat bones. Good exercise in the saddle to make sure you have the same pressure on each side, so you feel both of your seat bones in the saddle. If you don't, this is a good exercise to come back into your center. Now find a comfortable position in your chair, lean back against the backrest, relax your legs, maybe place your feet a little bit more in front of you. And if you like, close your eyes for the final body check after this practice. Start by breathing consciously a few times. And then bring your attention into your feet. You can compare the feeling with the feeling that you had at the start of this session. Just notice the sensation in your feet, in your toes. And then moving further up, through your ankles into your calves and shins. Further up into your knees. And into your thighs. Feel your thighs touching the surface of the seat, of this chair. And move further into your pelvis and hip region. Feel the sensation in your buttocks. From sitting on that chair, feel that pressure on your bum. And then moving up through your spine, into your lower back, your middle back, and your upper back with your shoulder blades. Feel the touch points of the backrest of your chair in your back. Just notice if you feel the same amount of pressure from that backrest on the right and left side of your back, or if you're pushing a bit more into the chair on one side of your back. Just notice what there is. Then bring your attention into the front of your body, into your belly and chest. Notice your breath in your belly and chest. And then move into your shoulders and down your arms, through your elbows and wrists into your hands and fingers. Just notice that sensation that you get from there now. Moving back up into your shoulders. Notice the feeling in your shoulders compared to the start of the session. And then moving further up through your neck and throat, into the top of your head and into your face. And just notice what sensations you feel within your head and face. Notice how much thoughts they were in the session within your mind about upcoming appointments, about dinner plans or anything else. Or if you actually notice that your mind has calmed down within your practice. And then finish the session with 3 conscious breaths. And then gently open your eyes again, feeling energized and refreshed for whatever may come now.